Unfortunately, it's that time of the year where we have to say goodbye to our favorite things. The Porsche is going into hibernation today because the winter is about to start. In New England, it's pretty important to store your cars in the winter unless you want them to see a smattering of salt and gross junk all up in your car. Now, that comes along with its own challenges because when you put a car away, it's not just a matter of parking it and leaving it, which you can do, it's possible, I've done it before. But you've got to be concerned about mice and other situations. It's looking more and more like my last drive in the Porsche this season is just going to be in gridlock, bumper-to-bumper traffic. Wonderful. It's past Thanksgiving, but I want to say that I'm thankful for this meaty and durable 930 turbo clutch. Please get me through this traffic. Oh my God, wait. Third gear, oh, we're ripping now. 35 miles per hour. Temperature is not helping me with these tires right now. And if you fuck up, you basically just have a Jersey barrier to play with. Oop, a little bit of rotation. See, it doesn't take much to get the rear end to rotate in this car. I mean, you probably couldn't even hear me lift off the throttle, but I lifted off just a little bit and I can start to feel the rear go. Now, part of that is just because the car gives you so much information about what's happening to it, right? It is a shame to have to put these cars away in the winter because this would be a hell of a lot of fun in the snow, especially on a set of snow tires. What I really love is that these guys like Lee Keen, they're going out and building these like safari off-road rally 911s, and you know, that's what the 959 was originally built for. The heat in this car is genuinely overpowering. I kind of figured out the settings to get it to a point where I can kind of just turn it on and off as I need it. But if my family's life was at risk, they had guns to their heads and they said, Tom, all you need to do to set us free is explain how to use the heating system in an old 911. Sorry, family. You're all dead. I'm gonna get off the highway here for a very good reason, and that's to fuel up. A very simple thing you should always do in your car in the winter is just fill the fuel tank. You avoid moisture building up and ruining your fuel tank. Like between second and third, like right now I'm in third, but if I was in second I'd be winding it way too far out and I'd have to upshift about here. Now last year my biggest concern was mice. This year what I'm gonna do is plant cotton balls covered in peppermint oil and Irish Spring soap. I'm gonna try to shave some soap in certain areas, entry points like where the HVAC system goes in, up around the wheels. As I was pulling this in, I already saw a mouse crawling down towards the ground as if he just saw, wow, look, a new home, it's a Porsche. So unfortunately the mice seem to be car enthusiasts as well. So now I'm just gonna get the car covered, and in a couple days I'm gonna come back, do all the peppermint stuff and mouse checks and probably set a whole bunch of traps, but you know, that's the big flaw of this winterization thing is unless you have a fantastic garage where there's nothing that can possibly get in or out and it's temperature controlled, you're gonna run into this wildlife situation. And pretty much the last step of storing these cars for me is putting them on a battery tender. The tender right now is not with me. I will put this car on a battery tender, but because this is just kind of like a cheapo battery, it's not like some monster BMW thing. I do have this nice little easy off switch, and now we have disconnected the power. Now, my next purchase really needs to be like a pickup truck and a trailer because I can't move my cars around. It really sucks. But when you have friends who work in the area and they're very generous and they come and pick you up, That's the best. So I still get to go home tonight and not sleep in the woods. And I'm getting a ride home in JP's 202,500 mile E39 M5. This car, we're gonna do a feature on this car at some point soon because it's pretty sweet to see a high mileage E39. Everyone thinks these cars just explode and die and whatever. This one's still fine, it's great. This is the car that inspired me to get my E39, so it did its job at 178,000 miles. It's still doing its job at 200.